Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Melanin Magic Baby, and today we're going to be reviewing Kendrick Lamar's new video, We Cry Together. It is a very awesome video. He did a great job and it was done in one shot. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you guys go check it out. I'll have it linked in my description below. But before we get into this video, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that little notification bell so you guys can be updated when I upload. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I noticed when I first heard this song from his album was how raw and real it was. And it's a beautiful art piece of what relationships are like, especially in the Black community today. The reason why I feel like he put it out there because one, he knew what he was doing, and two, he wanted us to be shown ourselves. He wanted to mirror us and how we look and how Black relationships are just toxic and how they're displayed. Watching the video, it really reminded me of the relationship Jody and Taraji P. Henson, I'm so sorry. I think her name was Lynette. So Lynette and Jody, the relationship that they had, I seen that when I was watching We Cry Together. The arguing, the toxicity, the disrespect, and in the end coming together and initially having sex to kind of solve their problems. Kendrick Lamar just slapped the Black community in its face with this one. The reason why I wanted to talk about this video is because I feel like it's just another pocket of how the relationships in the Black community are, and how it's all environmental. Growing up a lot, I've seen relationships like this in my own family between cousins, brothers. I've seen it. So for me, it's just like, oh, okay, like this is normal. It's normal, but it really isn't. And I feel like a lot of Black children, a lot of Black adults now grew up seeing that. That's how relationships work, and that's why the Black community and the relationships we have within each other are always toxic. That's what we were promoted growing up with Baby Boy, Belly. What else is there? Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I can go on. There's another one. Oh, what's love got to do with it? There's just so many examples of what relationships in the Black community looks like, and I feel like Kendrick with this video nailed it. It's really sad that it is relatable because I've been in that kind of situation myself, and so it's really sad to see that it is relatable to a lot of relationships that we have today in the world. The one thing I will say is that Black people are the main race that gets fed toxicity. From BET to Tyler Perry, all our relationships are negative. All our relationships are bad. And in the end, the guy comes and saves her, but it's never a good relationship. It's always something hidden. And I don't like that. I feel like the reason that we think that relationships like in the video We Cry Together are normal and they're exciting and they're thrilling is because that's what we're fed. Like I said, growing up, that's all I seen was just bad relationships between Black people. The husband or boyfriend was always cheating, or he was beating on her, or the boyfriend was always cheating. He wasn't faithful. The girl was always working really hard, busting her butt to take care of him. He was a lowlife, you know what I mean? So that dynamic is very normal in the Black community, and that's why Black women and Black men end up in relationships that are toxic or abusive, or he's out there cheating or she's out there cheating, and nothing's ever wholesome. Nothing ever comes together. And obviously I know that Black people can have healthy relationships. I'm not saying it's not possible, but what I am saying is that videos like this are just showing us about what we allow and how we are in relationships and how this dynamic is going to continue to play over. I feel like toxic relationships, sad to say, they aren't going anywhere anytime soon, because there are still toxic people out there. There are still people who are growing up in toxic environments. So as far as us getting out of this cycle and being in healthy Black love, I feel like it's going to take a long time for us to get there because of what we see, because of what we allow, because of what we're fed from society. I posted on my Instagram story, healthy Black love, and people kind of gave me a little bit of backlash for that. And I guess because black women are tired of just settling for black men and they want to, divest in their choices. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when I say healthy black love, I'm saying not what we seen in the video. That's not healthy. That's not good. She was calling him a nigga. He was calling her a bitch. It was just like, oh my gosh, like that was me. I've been in those situations. So when I say healthy black love, it's not saying that I only go for black men or only go for black women. Date whoever you want to date, love whoever you want to love. Kendrick was just showing us how we are in the black community, how our idea of love is so twisted because of the environment you grew up in, because of all the hood dudes and all the girls on our block showing us that this is what love means. That if a guy calls you a bitch, if a guy is out there cheating on you, as long as he doesn't put his hands on you, it's okay. And a lot of the times those relationships turn abusive very quickly, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional abuse. Those continuous cycle where he disrespects you, you get hurt, you talking about you want to leave, you're done with him, and then at the end, you guys end up butt naked on the bed, you feel me, smoking a blunt or talking and laughing like nothing ever happened. And it's like, yeah, we've all been there, but we cannot normalize this further, especially in our community. Because in my family, that narrative is just being strung along. And even if the women are married in my family, they're not happy. They've gotten cheated on. They've got beaten on. They've been cheated. They've been the ones cheating. So it's just like, how do we stop this cycle? How do we stop this cycle from perpetrating the next generation and intoxicating them with this toxicity? How do we stop it? How do we get to that point where we as a community, we as a race just say, hey, we deserve more? The generational curse has to stop. When do we get to that point? Because in 2022, all I see are toxic relationships. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of relationships that are healthy and thriving and perfection. But on the flip side, there are a lot of relationships that are very toxic. And I think it's because we just feel like that's what we deserve. That's what is normal. It's normalized, you know what I mean? And seeing movies like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, What's Love Got to Do with It? Seeing movies like those just further perpetrates that black women don't ever get to have a healthy kind of love. That we're subjected to thugs, we're subjected to guys who've been to jail, we're subjected to a lesser love because that's what we deserve. That's what we've seen growing up. Our grandmothers put up with it, our mothers put up with it, our sisters put up with it. And for me, as someone who's been in a toxic relationship, I never want to go through that again. The mental part of it is just so negating. It's like you wake up every day not knowing where you stand with somebody, not knowing how things are gonna go, and all the arguing just to make up gets old. It gets very old very fast. But like I lived in the hood when I was younger. I moved out of the hood. I know that's not like hear me out. I moved out of my neighborhood when I was, I think, 13 or 14 years old. We lived on 46 in Western, right in South LA, okay? You feel me? Right on 40s. And so growing up in that environment, I always told myself I never wanted to be like those girls. There were teenage girls getting pregnant. There were gangbangers living next door. We used to have jump-ins on our street. Like literally, people would get jumped into gangs on our street. The cops were always on our street. There was one time where they were looking for somebody in our neighborhood and the guy ran through our yard and the cops and the helicopters over our house. So I grew up in that kind of environment, but I always told myself I didn't want to succumb to that. I wanted to be better. I wanted to rise above. And my mom, she was so strict on my sisters. And I'm glad that she was. She was strict on my brother and my sisters because she didn't want us to be a part of that lifestyle. You know what I mean? And I remember I had a friend, her name was Emily. She was like a couple of years younger than me, I think, or older, I'm not sure. But last time I heard, she has 2 kids and she's only like 22, 21 years old. Of course, she's not married, but she's only 21, 22 years old. And I'm just like, you are a product of your environment. You know what I mean? But we have to start digging deep and telling ourselves it stops here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be in this kind of relationship. I'm going to make sure I'm married before I have a baby. I'm going to make sure that if I'm with somebody who doesn't respect me, who's not loyal to me, I'm going to leave. We have to start setting the boundaries for ourselves before we ever allow people to come in and You have to start setting boundaries so that way we don't end up continuing the cycle of toxicity and abuse in relationships. And especially in Black homes, I seen it so much, and it's just so disgusting because you grow up seeing it, and it's just like it is normal. Everyone doesn't bat an eye. My cousin's hitting on his girlfriend. Nobody bats an eye. Everybody's like, oh, okay, that's not my problem. And that's what's wrong with Black people. Everything isn't our problem, but it is our problem because it's gonna further push Black women and Black men to continue to be bad partners, to continue to be bad at relationships, and we can't blame anybody but ourselves. It just made me think of Jody and Lynette. And you guys have all seen Baby Boy. I'm sure if you're Black, you've seen all the Black classic movies. Don't play with me. So you've seen Baby Boy. And Jody, he was a teenager, I think, like 19 or 20. He already had a baby, and then he was cheating on her, using her car, and cheating in her car. Couldn't keep a job, was in and out of his mom's house, and she was getting tired of him, like, oh, I'm done with you, Jody. I'm tired of you hurting me. And then she ended up pregnant again. Now, I'm not saying that Jody never changed, but this is what black women do. This is what Black people do. They complain and they get hurt, and we drive ourselves crazy with being in these relationships, but we end up still staying. We end up pregnant again. You know what I'm saying? We end up pregnant by the same dude that's been abusing us, that's been hurting us. And we try to tell ourselves, oh, he's gonna change. But it's like, that's not gonna happen until you leave the situation or until you decide to choose better. That's the only way. And that movie taught me at a young age to never let a man disrespect you, to never let a man treat you like that. You know what I mean? And of course, I still have my slip-ups. I bumped my head a couple of times, but who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? We've all been through sucky relationships, whether it was toxic on that level or if it was just not working for us. We've all been in bad relationships that have showed us what we don't want to accept, what we don't want to go through. And We Cry Together is a masterpiece, and it is just a mirror. Kendrick Lamar is just holding up a mirror to our community and showing us about what we think is Black love versus what it actually is. And I think that alone is just perfection, especially coming out in this time right now where men and women are literally, honestly, feeling like they're against each other. It feels like that because all these, podcasts are coming out where men are telling women, what do you bring to the table? And women are saying, men are all, dogs and they ain't shit, and all they do is cheat and lie and hurt and leave us. And it's just like this war going on. And I feel like that's exactly what was happening in the video. It's like we're always at war with each other. We can never just be in love. We can never just be in tune. We can never just be in sync with how we feel. We're always angry. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the forces that are against us. But for some reason, we can never get on that page. So it's sad to see. And I hope that this video opened a lot of people's eyes to what they might be going through or what they've been through, and help them decide to choose better and to move differently in relationships, and to not let their environments or what they see growing up an excuse as to why they're in the situations that they're in. We're all capable of growing. You know what I'm saying? We're all capable of having our own brains. Even if you grew up in a certain environment, you should want to do better. You should want to rise above. Like, that's why ladies and men out there, make sure you choose your partner wisely before you get pregnant or get them pregnant, because you never know how somebody is. You never know, their history. You just don't know. And especially women, especially Black women, do not lay your life on the line for a man who is treating you like that. We're not doing that anymore. Black men and women, it is time for us to learn healthy love, because I'm sure not a lot of us saw it with our parents. We didn't see it in our environment, but it's up to us to take that torch and run with it and keep passing it on and promoting healthy Black love, where the men are cheating, where the women are being dogged out. Time for that anymore. This video is going to open your eyes, it's going to open your mind, and it's going to show you how we look, how we perceive love, how we navigate our relationships. And it's not okay at all. We have to start learning to be adults, Learn how to be in healthy relationships and be okay with that. Be content with someone not beating you up every day. Be content with a woman who's not crazy or going through your phone. Be content with the man that loves you, who doesn't, always make you feel like you're on edge. Be content with peace. Be content with peace. And it's taken me a long time to be okay with the quiet, to be okay with the peace, to be okay with like days where, we're not arguing. It's like, is this okay? Like, is this normal? And that's crazy, where we think chaos is normal and peace is not. That's where we're at in this threshold. Chaos is normal and peace is not. In conclusion, I just want to say, you don't have to be a product of your environment. No more toxicity, just happiness, just love, just peace. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys took away what I was giving. I hope you guys took away the message that I was trying to perceive. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just wanted to basically just analyze this video and what I perceived, what I got from it, and what I'm sure a lot of people got from it. But going forward, just make better decisions and know that this type of love, this type of relationship is just chaotic and it's not good. And after a while, it gets old, it gets boring, and it gets draining. And you don't want that. You want to be happy, you want to be at peace, you want to be good. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Like I said, I'm Melanin Magic Baby. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a great day, a great week, or whatever. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, if you haven't, make sure you go watch that video and let me know in the comments below what you guys think about it, what your thoughts are on relationships in the Black community and how toxic relationships are being normalized in the Black community. Thank you for watching again. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video and comment down below what your thoughts are. Until next time, bye guys.